The Marvels continues to break box office records for Disney. Unfortunately for them, ladies and gentlemen, it is not the box office records that you actually want to be breaking. It had a historic 79% drop at the box office, making it the worst week 1 to week 2 drop, not just in Marvel history, but in superhero history, passing Morbius as the worst performing second week Hollywood blockbuster superhero movie ever released.
So it went from 46.1 million opening weekend to 10.2 million. And they still are not breaking even on this bloated, awful movie.
And that's assuming that the $220 million budget is accurate. They said it was 270 whatever, and it got the $55 million tax credit. I don't even necessarily count that, because how many times in the past have they gotten tax credits on movies that we just haven't heard about? It just seems like a way for them to like market their movies as cheaper than they are now. 78%, 79% drop, 87% Friday to Friday. So like from Friday the week before to Friday then, an 87% drop. And you can't find anyone there was people talking on Twitter last week that were making a big deal. Okay, that's good. There was people making a big deal last week because the ticket sales were up on Tuesday, and they were like, the good word of mouth on this movie's finally saving it. It's about to finally catch back up at the box office. It's gonna have legs like Top Gun Maverick. And I just and then just the top comment underneath just says, Tuesdays is half price ticket days, sorry. And the person wasn't even trying to be mean. They were just pointing out that, look, Tuesdays are just the days when you get tickets for cheaper. It's not going to do, it's not going to break even, I don't think. At least not domestically, it's not. So it's not, I don't know if it's even going to break $100 million at the domestic box office.
And you know who the real victim is in all of this? Iman Vellani.
Oh, yeah.
Who played Miss Marvel. She had to answer for this box office failure, and it's really not any of her concern as one of the talent, and the only person that was any saving grace in this movie.
And the only one that people seem to like. And
she rightly pointed out that this movie's failure had nothing to do with her performance and had everything to do with the bad writing and her co-stars. And
well, she didn't say that, but okay.
She didn't say that, but she was absolutely right that this has nothing to do with her. So she said, I don't want to focus on something that's not in my control, because what's the point about the relentless focus from the media about the movie's box office performance? That's for Bob Iger. That is for Bob Iger to worry about. She's right. The box office has nothing to do with me. I'm happy with the finished product, and people that I care about enjoyed the film. It's genuinely a good time watching this movie, and that's all we can ask for with these films. It has superheroes, it takes place in space, it's not that deep, and it's about teamwork and sisterhood. It's a fun movie, and I'm just happy that I can share it with people.
I do want to point out, just if we're playing devil's advocate here, if you want like another job, you technically should care. Like, you should at least be concerned that it's not doing well if you want to continue to play the character.
Well, she's got that all but guaranteed to her. I think that maybe name dropping Bob Iger in the interview isn't a good idea, but it's true.
She is, for the most part, such a sweetheart that it's very hard.
She seems like a genuinely nice person.
Yeah, it's very hard to hate her.
She was the only actor in this movie that gave a performance worth watching.
Yep. She also goes on down here. She says, I would hate to see that within the fan community as well, because it does feel awful. If people are excited about something, let them be excited about it. And if you have constructive criticism, voice it, but never be the wet blanket on someone else's excitement. Even her phrase, which could qualify as like backlash bashing, is phrased so sweetly that it's very hard to dislike this girl.
Well, all she's saying is if someone likes the Marvels, then don't crap on them for liking it, which is true. Like, we never did. And if you genuinely enjoyed this movie, you're wrong, but that's fine. To each their own opinion. But on every objective metric, it's performing terribly, and she's not to blame for that.
And this is on Iger, and it is on
Kevin Feige as well. Give us your pitch for what should be done with Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, okay. So we were talking about this over the weekend. So I think that there's a way to save the Captain Marvel character. So the best comparison that I can see is that WWE for about 5 years post the Shield breaking up worked very, very hard to make Roman Reigns the face of WWE. They wanted him to be the guy to win all the WrestleMania matches, to be the number one babyface in the company. Babyface in wrestling means you're the good guy. Heels are the bad guys. And it never caught on because, as it goes with the media, when you feel like you're being sold something, like something's being shoved down your throat, people will inherently push back on it because they don't want to feel like they're being preached to, just like we don't feel like we don't like being preached to in stories. We don't want to feel like we're being force-fed a character, right? So I think what they need to do is they were pitching that maybe they get rid of Kang and replace him with Doctor Doom. I think what they need to do is have Captain Marvel become Roman Reigns, go completely evil, become an unstoppable bad guy that none of them can take out, and spend the next however many movies as the character that's like that's tangentially connected, meaning they show up in the post-credit scenes doing nothing but evil stuff, wrecking all of the Avengers. And the story you tell is eventually Miss Marvel has to accept that her hero has become irredeemably evil. She grows up and then has to end up taking out Captain Marvel in an Avengers movie down the line. And I guarantee you, if you did that and you let Brie Larson lean into playing an evil, psychopathic, once hero turned villain, people would end up liking it more. Maybe not the same way they took to Roman Reigns as like a bad guy in wrestling, but I would love to see them. I mean, what can be hurt by trying it? Well, like, there's no reason not to try it.
It's because Captain Marvel is already an overpowered character.
Exactly.
When she's not a villain, there are no limits on what she's capable of. And if they're already moving in the direction of firing Jonathan Majors or not going ahead with the Kang villain storyline, and they have to replace it with something, a lot of the audience that they've lost so far really dislikes Captain Marvel. So this would actually be a really good idea.
And I actually have like the real hook here is like, look, Samuel L. Jackson, he's getting up there in years. I don't know how much longer he wants to play Fury. So you have her off Fury. And that's the selling
to make everyone
point, right?
really hate her.
Yes, exactly, right? And then eventually, Iman Vellani just has to come in and be the charismatic, lovable hero that has to grow up and be an adult and realize that not everything is bubble gums and rainbows.
And put down Captain Marvel like a pit bull who's biting someone's leg off.
I think they need to do that. I don't see a problem with that because, look, you're drowning with the Brie Larson hate anyways. If you move away from her, then you just feel like people are like a lot of people will feel like you're giving in, right? This is a way to actually turn people around, and it may allow fans and people who have fallen out of favor with Disney to coalesce around a bad guy rather than a good guy.
Like Kevin Feige, it's not rocket science. He's a smart guy. He can figure this out.
Yeah. The thing is, they don't want to make a woman the bad guy, though. They don't want to make her.
Well, Dar-Ben is a female villain.
Yeah, but not the
sucky
big
one.
Not the big bad though. Not like I don't know if they want to do that with. Plus, it also means
Captain Marvel to the level of Thanos. Like, have her lean into being the Annihilator.
It also, I guess it's a little bit different because they don't want to do this because one of the reasons they wanted to create a character named Captain Marvel is because it's got the Marvel name in it. But that's almost better, right?
Yeah, that is.
Then you almost make people feel like you're cooler because you've turned your brand evil.
Yeah.
Do it, guys. Like, I see no reason why they couldn't do this. And she doesn't have to play like over the top and super like chew the scenery. She just plays like an evil like kind of silent killer most of the movies. You got to pull like 3-4 scenes where she has to really emote some anger, right, when she's explaining herself. But I don't think you're actually I think you're actually asking more of her to be a good guy than you are to have her be a bad guy. I don't see any reason why they couldn't do this, and I would like to see them try. And then it does the double benefit of helping Iman Vellani's character, of helping Miss Marvel grow up and become the next level of superhero, and that might help people lean into a young Avengers that doesn't have to be synonymous with the idea of humor all the time. Not everything has to be rah, hilarious, funny, as we learned in The Hunger Games, right? Which was not a super serious, or which was a super serious movie most of the time, outside of, what was the one character's name? The announcer guy.
Oh, Lucretius Lucky Flickerman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what they should
the
be
only
doing with
way
this.
to have Iman Vellani's character evolve other than killing off Captain Marvel would be this.
Yeah. Oh, so Slain Hope says they did that with Scarlet Witch already. That flopped as well. Yeah, but that was done in the television shows. I would only do this in the movies. I wouldn't connect this to any of the TV shows, so you don't have to feel like you're doing endless homework for it. Plus, people actually liked Scarlet Witch for the most part, and when she went evil, I don't think it worked for people. I think this is just a way to lean into somebody who's already hated to make them hate her more, just for the reasons you actually want her to be hated. That was always the problem in wrestling, right? Like, fans hated Roman Reigns, but they wanted him to be the company wanted him to be a good guy. Now you make her the bad guy, like people already see her, and you just convert the market. I think it's an idea to consider pitching. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.